Hello and welcome to the winners. Well, Melbourne has been gripped by finals fever, and I'm sure that followers of the game Australia-wide have been keeping an eye on the fortunes of the teams in the best final series in years. This week, semi-final day in the VFL, with the 4 top teams left to fight it out. Well, since the advent of dry weather, after the wettest winter in 30 years, I'm sure that all teams are glad last year's premiers Richmond failed to make the finals. And then many people's favourites, Essendon, were put out last week. In the program, the sudden death first semi-final between Collingwood and Fitzroy, where the Magpies captain Peter Moore ends up on crutches after tearing a hamstring. And the major semi-final between Carlton and Geelong, where injury strikes again. The Cats rover Neville Bruns lasts only a minute before he's put out of action. And we speak to Collingwood's coach Tom Hafey, whose nerves must be made of steel, as he's into his 5th September with the Magpies. And Tom had to endure a real heartstopper at the MCG. Later in the program, we'll be taking another look at the marks and goals of the year. And this is your last chance to see them before entering our competition to win a trip to the grand final. So get the pens and paper ready for later on as we look at some of the highlights of the season. Our first replay game is the minor semi-final at the cricket ground between Collingwood and Fitzroy. It's curtains for the losers, and so everything's at stake. Until 2 weeks ago, Collingwood were on top of the ladder and sitting pretty. They played Fitzroy in the last home and away match and were trounced in the Victoria Park mud. They lost top spot and with it the week's rest. Well, last week they lost to Geelong, and now they found themselves in a situation of fronting up to Fitzroy again and having to reverse the result of a fortnight ago or be eliminated. 4 changes at the selection table on Thursday night highlighted what most people were starting to think. Collingwood lacked height and pace. Well, Fitzroy were a settled team, and the Lions' pace looked ominous on the MCG, which was all of a sudden hard and fast. The Lions were everyone's sentimental favourites, as Robert Walls in his first year as coach had lifted them from last place last year. Well, they got a shock from the revitalised Magpies. We join 85,000 spectators and commentators Tim Lane, Peter Booth and Jeff Leake 19 minutes into the second quarter.
Fitzroy 34, Collingwood 47.
McCormack right down the middle. Oh, good confident play. Clayton versus Kink, and Clayton outpointed the more illustrious Collingwood man with ease. Wobbly old kick, Byrne from behind. Oh, Picken. Not paid. Now Barham. And the grass burners away again. Past the members stand he goes. Carlson chasing well. Up towards Kink. This time he's got it. Over the shoulder. Just about held the mark long enough anyway. Or held the ball long enough. From half forward flank. Long one. Out comes Worthington. And Brewer. Paid. It's paid. In the forward pocket. And he could kick a goal from there. The angle is fairly severe, but Brewer certainly knows where the 7-metre gap between the big sticks is. And he's only about 30 metres out. Lovely kick, magnificent goal by Brewer. His first, Collingwood 7th, and the Woods lead by 19 points.
Collingwood maintaining their 3 goals advantage there. In fact, 19 points up at the 20-minute mark in the second term. And Atkin doing well on the ruck, and he beats Alexander again. This is Smith for Fitzroy with the head guard on, with the strike on it. Brilliant play here by Davis. The shot for goal, 50 metres out. That's good.
Atkin again. Lewis, but Atkin wins out. Not an effective punch. Knock on by McMahon. It goes to Picken, who's playing his best game in about 7 or 8 weeks. Smith has played a tremendous game at centre half back. That's his 6th mark. Plays on. Out towards Harris. Byrne trying to jostle for the front position. But while that's going on, Picken comes in with the superb judgment of a player that's played many finals matches and saves for Collingwood. Half-back line. Looking for Williams. A good pass right on Williams' chest. Defensive side of the centre circle. Inboard now. Looking for Davis. Barham feeding off the pack. A good bounce here. Barham getting away from Taylor. Fires into goal. Oh, great goal, Ricky Barham. An unbelievable goal.
Great play, Craig Davis too.
Barham's second goal and Collingwood's third in about 2.5 minutes.
Poised on the knife edge is the first semi-final. Collingwood leading by 11 points.
A wonderful final term in this knockout first semi-final. Oh, right to Atkin, and he's fumbled it and lost it. The Fitzroy players have got him. It was Barham scooped out the back, but it's a throw. It was a throw. You can't do that. He lifted it with the hand, and Quinlan. Now this would be an enormous goal if he can kick it from super boot. He won't. It's dropping short. Rendell. Atkin for Collingwood.
Who's come of age today under Taylor. Dacos. Around the half-back line, dropping a bit short. Nearly Clayton, but the mark, yes, being paid. Clayton had a job on Kink at Victoria Park a couple of weeks ago and did it very well. Olsen. Oh, it beat the pack. Parrish. Manane. 25 metres out. Which way will it go? The right way. A goal to Fitzroy. Kicked by Lee Manane, his second.
He's a pretty handy performer. 10.5 minutes gone last quarter. Taylor to Dacos. Atkin. Well done, the big fellow. Out of the centre he goes. Up towards Worthington. O'Neill a good spoil. Into open territory it bounces. Well captured Williams. Well done by Mark Williams. Worthington loses it. Now Neville Taylor. Carlson in pursuit. And it stays in for him. Nicely onto Wilson. Few metres up his sleeve now. Nicely inside to Francis. To Clayton. And away go the Roys. Long to half forward. Toomey in front. Cool. Good mark.
Very deliberate player is Michael Toomey. Performed very well against Quinlan in the first half particularly, but Quinlan's got back into it. 15 kick to David Toomey, and a fine mark in front of Smith to Davis, and a 15-metre penalty against... Oh, it's not going to Davis, it's going to Manane. Gee, he's lifted since he came on. He had made a couple of mistakes, but he's made up for those. Buries it in the chest of Wilson, and Wilson, a very quiet start now, has become a giant lion. Huge kick to full forward. Quinlan, perhaps. No. McMahon. He's done it again.
They're in front. The Roys are in front by a point.
Atkin. McMahon again. Quinlan. Toomey. Out to Lewis. Lewis does it well. Oh, he's caught. Caught by Picken, took far too long. Picken half-back, inboard, finds Atkin. Oops, he was off too. Parrish, oh, bad mistake, a rainmaker. Will it be play on? Yes, it will. It didn't travel far enough. Manane claims it, but the umpire said play on. It goes to Ray Shaw. Good smother by Parrish. Out to Lewis, stole it from Picken. Dummies, McMahon again, 35 metres out, another one. That's his fourth. Fitzroy 7 points in front.
14 minutes gone, final term, and the Roys look as if they might take this first semi-final after looking hopelessly beaten. Ball up. Seven-point lead to Fitzroy after trailing at one stage by 45 points in the third quarter. Umpire die. And the men in white have done a pretty fair job. Atkin the knock, but straight to Manane from the centre circle up to half forward. The sit to Parrish. Yes! Push in the back, it's against him. There was a bit of contact, and Olsen takes the free kick and drops it beautifully to Magro on centre wing on the members' side. Crowd booing, remembering last week. Up towards Worthington. Just crossed the line, a throw in, left half forward flank for Collingwood.
That was close, and Fitzroy in front by 116 to 109. 7 points up Fitzroy after being behind. In fact, they were 45 points behind in the second quarter, and it's a great tribute to a great team and a great coach. Irwin's kick smothered on the boot. Alexander's been one of the reasons for them being in front. Tireless work in the ruck. Murnane has certainly lifted after making some mistakes early for Fitzroy. He's a throw-in coming up with and Alexander on rubber legs. Kick there by Francis, a good one. Quinlan had it knocked away from him. This is Parrish, been a good player. There he is. Oh, it was meant for Carlson. Grabbed by Byrne. Collingwood gets a chance now as Byrne puts it on the half-forward line. Baker's dropped it. Smith caught it in possession. Controls the ball beautifully. Oh, good duck there by O'Neill. He's always there when he's wanted. Francis on the outer wing. A handball to Wilson. These two will combine again. The play running down the forward line, but Picken chips in, and Picken's taken a timely mark.
Fitzroy 17-14, 116. Collingwood 15-19, 109. Picken back to form today. King outnumbered, but gets it down to Taylor. Oh, high one for Tony Shaw. Over the top, was it a throw? It must have been. Umpire Cameron onside to that, had a perfect view of it. Alexander's free kick. Defensive side of the centre, dropping a bit short. And Toomey or photo finish with Collingwood, but they won't come out with it. Wilson's kick into the pocket. It bounces high, goes back the other way, and through for a behind.
The margin 8 points in Fitzroy's favour. Almost 17 minutes gone in the final term. Still time for Collingwood, but you wouldn't like to have your money on them at the moment, having surrendered such a big lead. McCormack to halfback. Oh, gee, they're tired. In goes Picken. Collingwood have got the break here. He can run, and he's going to. Here comes Murnane. Well chased by Murnane. Well done, Lee Murnane. Now Davis, though, taking it the wrong way. Still on true centre wing position. Another bounce. Oh, Alexander went for the professional trip. Great effort, Davis. Over half forward towards Kink. But it's Taylor. Now Dacos. Goal! The Woods are alive again. Second goal to Dacos.
Dacos' second goal has brought Collingwood within 2 points. 80 minutes into this final term. Alexander's lit up like a lighthouse. Through Parrish, Fitzroy into attack. Rendell, he's got it, got his hand to it. Quinlan grabs it from him. It's an acute angle as he kicks it back. And he's goal. Bernie Quinlan's second goal. He came back from the horrors today.
Alexander. Atkin following the ball. Laurie, Parrish, one-handed nearly. Clayton. High tackle on Williams. No free kick. Ball up. Nearly 20 minutes into the final term. The VFL first semi-final. A crowd of 80,000 odd at the MCG. No great effort to punch it away. A couple of fresh air shots there. Fitzroy 123, Collingwood 115. Tony Shaw, not a long kicker. Serafini, the absolute rock of Gibraltar. O'Neill in trouble. Handball the wrong way, a shocking bounce for Serafini. Out to Francis. The ball, he tries to keep it in, but fails to do so. Out of bounds in Collingwood's right forward pocket, about 35 metres away from goal.
Well, the Rock of Gibraltar had to be in two places at once then, and just as well for the Lions he was. Now Michael Taylor, the left foot snap, and it's a mark to Collingwood. Davis, their most reliable shot for goal. He's on a tight angle. Ninth mark to Craig Davis coming back after that hamstring injury. 20 minutes gone in the last quarter, and what a seesawing struggle this is. He's only going to be 10 metres or so out when he kicks. Could run round onto the left boot, quite conceivably. Smith's in position to try and block him off if he does. There he is. Davis runs around, fires. Yes! Third goal to Craig Davis. And again the margin 2 points. What a first semi-final.
A crucial centre bounce now.
This is it. Past the 20-minute mark, final term. It's Alexander will run in and with his knees up underneath his chin. Atkin likewise, a dead heat there. Grabbed by Francis. The kick's not a long one, but it's coming out towards the wing. Herbert caught, threw it out in front of him, lost it. Collingwood in possession now. A good tackle from behind. Herbert pounces on it once more. Picken in the way.
Big heavens for Billy Picken, the Collingwood supporters are saying. Alexander, Alexander outreached him. Took the mark. That's his 6th mark. Wide of centre. 21.5 minutes gone. Fitzroy 1:23. Collingwood 1:21. Carlson. Magro. Back Magro. A tough competitor. On to Dacos. Little chip over to Atkin. Oops. Yes, he got there. Oh, Alexander late on the scene. Back to Dacos. Dacos time to steady. Down towards Worthington. Rayshaw for the crumbs if they're needed. But Serafini is there. Francis got a good bounce. Good shepherding from Serafini. Oh, he's run a long way.
Oh, 25
out to Parrish. Parrish doing it well. Dropping back is Poynton. Off the pack. Poynton. Lewis. Nobody there for Collingwood. Laurie fires. It's a goal.
And 23 minutes gone in this final term. Are the Lions home yet? Atkin contesting well. He's done a great job, but Alexander. Now Irwin, the former Fitzroy player who left because he wanted to play in a premiership team. Kink roving. So's Brewer. Well tackled by Chris Smith. Free kick to the Lion defender. From half-back. Up to Murnane, who's in open space. Irwin late on the scene, but Murnane's too good. Just in Fitzroy's attacking half. Not a great kick, but Rendell couldn't hold it. Fights on. Big left foot hook. Herbert. Oh, great mark. To Magro, who's really lifted in this last quarter. Williams. Irwin got some pace, but so's Murnane. Lion defence is really playing it well now. Serafini, one way and the other. And now he's in the clear. Well, not quite. Francis to half forward. All Collingwood, away goes Atkin.
Handball this time to Tony Shaw. Then on to Taylor. Taylor's long kick in front was Leather Taylor for Fitzroy. Davis can't stop it before it rolls over, but it's in their forward pocket. They've got a chance. 25 minutes gone. Final term. Collingwood 8 points down, but it's in their forward pocket.
Worthington and Alexander into the pocket again, out of bounds. It's been a 7-goal quarter by Fitzroy, a 3-goal quarter by Collingwood. The quarter could go 29 minutes, another 3 or 4 minutes remaining. Alexander down to Wilson, goes across goal, as tricky as you like. His target will be Carlson. Now Williams out there, punches the ball away. Irwin, Brewer, good strong play by Fitzroy. Lewis, and they've got tons of spring in their legs. On to Carlson. Carlson across to Lewis again. Trapped it beautifully for a big fellow. Down towards Herbert. Herbert, the former Collingwood player, has taken a great mark in the forward pocket. Into time on by 15 seconds. Fitzroy lead by 8 points. Herbert's 8th kick. Inside the boundary line. The former Collingwood player. Oh, it's not going to be a goal. Rendell! That's his 7th mark. He's kicked 5 goals. And this would certainly seal it. He's on the impossible angle. No, he's not. He's hooked it. A banana kick and through from behind. But it might be enough for Fitzroy to hang on. Into time on by a minute. Collingwood 1:21, Fitzroy 1:30.
In fact, about a minute and a half down in the time-on period. The quarters have averaged 30 minutes, so probably 3.5 minutes or so to go. Collingwood need 2 goals. Clayton, well tackled. Now Carlson, former Magpie. Long kick. Behind. And it's a 10-point lead to Fitzroy. They trailed by 45. early in the third quarter.
McCormack, he needs a high flyer. Smith is there. He's taken a lot of marks today. Play on. The umpire nearly paid it. Davis. Support from Tony Shaw. Doesn't need it. Down towards Brewer. Serafini wearing him like a glove. Brewer best to recover. Over the top to Dacos. Yes, he's going to Dacos. And Dacos is marked about 40 metres out from goal.
Big scoring chance. He's better with his snapshots than set shots, but this must represent Collingwood's last chance of perhaps stealing it.
Dacos with 2 goals, 10 points the difference. It's a goal, okay. It's 4 points, and this centre bounce again crucial for both teams.
And they'd love him to kick a fourth. 28 minutes into the last quarter of the first semi-final. Fitzroy by half a kick. Here goes Kink. Well tackled. Barham out wide. Past Olsen, made him stop. Backed up by Ray Shaw. Pass to Brewer. Was it push? Yes, it was. It's Davis. He's a long, long way out, but he can kick the ball very long distances. He's kicked 3 goals. Big torpedo, swinging back, won't make it. Brewer! Collingwood are in front! Ross Brewer, the hero. That's his third. The Magpies are in front at the 29-minute mark by 2 points. And look at this, look at the urgency.
Collingwood by 2 points. Can Fitzroy score a goal? Benane, here's a chance to score. A long one, it's going to beat the pack. Oh, it's off fingers, and oh, it's rushed through from behind to Collingwood. To Fitzroy, and Collingwood lead by a point. 133 to 132.
Could we have a replay?
And what a crucial kick in by Peter McCormack.
29 minutes, 40 seconds gone last quarter. First semi-final. Members side. Atkin up, well done to get it to Magro, who fumbled. Alexander. Ball up, and that's where the Magpies want it. Almost 30 minutes, that's been the average for the match. 1 scoring chance for Fitzroy, even a behind to force a replay. Alexander. Another ball up. Good play by the Magpies.
It's on Fitzroy's half-forward line, about 70 metres out from goal. It's been a big scoring quarter. It could go 32 or 33 minutes. We don't really know. Laurie, oh, it rebounds luckily to Kink. Collingwood going forward through Brewer. Over towards Smith. Davis, handball onto O'Neill. Fitzroy going forward, 30 minutes up. Olsen in the way for Collingwood. Will steady and take a lot of time. It's all Collingwood out there. They better talk to one another. Brewer.
30.5 minutes gone. Fitzroy running out of time now. Nicely to Davis. Time to think about it. Took a bit too long. Up towards the forward pocket.
Smothered.
And over the line. Half forward flank for Collingwood. 31 minutes gone, and Collingwood leading by a point.
It's been a 12-goal quarter this quarter. It could go another couple of minutes. Down towards Williams, tackled by Francis. Smith pounces on the ball. Just imagine how the coaches are feeling right now. Tommy Hafey and Robert Walls. Collingwood 133, Fitzroy 132. A very appreciative crowd at the MCG. There's Hafey. Down towards Laurie and Shaw. Shaw's got the mobility, Laurie's got the height, picked up by Taylor. Fitzroy going forward into the centre, picking a half volley. No, he got there in time and takes the saving mark for Collingwood. Billy Picken being told to hurry up by umpire Dye. That's his 6th mark. Going short. Oh, it's not a safe one, but raving off the pack is Olsen. On towards Barham. Barham a long kick into the pocket. There it is. Collingwood by a point. Collingwood by a point. The final score, Collingwood 19-19, 133 in one of the best first semi-finals ever seen. Fitzroy going down gallantly in defeat, 19-18, 132.
Well, what a game. Collingwood led by 38 points at half-time and extended it to 47 early in the third quarter. And then back came Fitzroy, and they led, as you saw, by 8 points 3 times in the closing stages. And that was the final result, a 1-pointer to Collingwood. The goal kickers, Brewer, Davis and Ray Shaw each kicked 3 for Collingwood. Barham and Irwin each kicked 2. And for Fitzroy, Rendell got 5, McMahon 4, and 2 apiece to Laurie, Quinlan and Murnane. Well, what a thriller. To have the game won, then to apparently have it lost, and then to get up by the barest of margins. Disappointment for Robert Walls and his Lions with the rekindled spirit. But 12th to 4th is still a fantastic effort. But how many disappointments have Collingwood had to endure since their last flag in 1958? Now they're only one step from being in their 4th grand final in 5 years since Tom Hafey took over as coach. In that time, the worst they've been is 3rd. But for the long-suffering supporters, still no premierships. After the game, Peter Booth spoke to the Magpies coach.
Well, Tom, how would you describe today's win by Collingwood?
Well, heart-stopping for a start. You know, I think that everybody would come away pretty satisfied, except, you know, most disappointment to Fitzroy. They fought the game out very well. When we were 6 goals in front, it looked probably forlorn, but they, you know, gathered their resources and came back at us hard. And to go 2 goals in front in the last quarter, all I can say is our players, you know, I was terribly pleased the fact that they just kept on fighting and didn't give up.
Since you joined Collingwood as coach, they've certainly given you a lot of heartaches, haven't they?
Oh, yes, but a lot of pleasures as well. We've won a lot of good finals, Peter. I think people forget that. I know we haven't won grand finals so far, but each year we've won really hard-fought finals. There's been a lot of close games if you look over the last 5 years, you know, that I've been connected with Collingwood. So I think the fighting spirit's there. All we want now is a little bit of luck.
What about 2 important factors from today's game, the injuries to Peter Moore and Andrew Smith?
Well, Andrew will be out for the rest of the year. He's got a dislocated collarbone. Peter Moore, well, the doctor thinks he'll miss next week and gives him some chance for the following week. That's the way, you know, he said he'd probably miss with a hamstring or something like that. But disappointment to lose him, particularly where I felt that he was a vocal point, you know, of most of our attacks. He maybe wasn't kicking the goals, but I am certain that he created goals for other players down there.
In a game of 2 halves, Collingwood the first half, Fitzroy the second, the man in the first half who suppressed Fitzroy was David Toomey on Bernie Quinlan. A big job.
Yes, and I thought he did it pretty well. Unfortunately, I thought Bernie Quinlan got away in the second half. And, you know, it's a pretty difficult job because I think Bernie Quinlan's one of the best players playing league football. Yeah. And we've given the job of minding him to a 19-year-old boy who's played probably a dozen league games, 20 league games or something like that. So he's had a pretty big task, and I thought he's carried it out pretty well.
And how are you going to cover those losses for next Saturday's preliminary final? Will Stewart be back?
Oh, well, I think there's a possibility. You know, I'm not quite certain on that, but, you know, he's getting stronger all the time, so maybe next week he should be okay. But I'm not quite certain. But I thought the boy who rucked all day today, Stuart Atkin, did a marvellous job. I thought he was one of our, you know, best players, and particularly when it was really tight near the end. You know, a couple of good punches away from the centre. So you just don't know, and, you know, hopefully something will come up.
The feeling around the rooms here is that Collingwood wants another crack at Geelong. Are you confident the Magpies can beat Geelong?
Oh, well, you know, I think that we got a good chance. We've played them 3 times, and I don't think we've been disgraced, even in our defeat last week. I think we'd learned a lot from our last match. You know, we just felt that, you know, Geelong did play very well, and we had no counter to the big fella up in the goals and the big boy getting the ball out the centre. Yeah. Hopefully, you know, we can learn from that, and, you know, I'm reasonably confident.
And the Magpies still hanging in there.
But a bad miss by Wilson, 2 mistakes in the last minute. Mark Williams not happy about something. Centre half forward for the Lions. 13.5 minutes gone. Collingwood by 2 points. Good knock, Rendell, but Wilson couldn't quite grab it. Tony Shaw, 10-metre kick. Onto Toomey. Nicely placed to Kink. Through the centre of the ground goes the big man. He's in attack. 2 bounces. He's at centre half forward. 60 metres out. Thump! Fantastic.
Ray Shaw in tenaciously. Onto Taylor. Back to Dacos. Whoops, bit too much. Tony Shaw over the top to Craig Davis. Oh, it's going to wait for it. Yes, 20 metres out. Collingwood's goal. That's his 4th. Davis on the wing. A ton of time to look for somebody. And that somebody is Peter Moore, feeding off the pack. Dacos and Irwin. Dacos behind. Nobody in the goal area. Oh, this way, that away. He wants support. He wants a bit of talking too. Fires. Stabs in towards goal. It's a great goal by Peter Dacos.
Tony Shaw, Quinlan, Wilson. First a fumble, then a clean grab by Herbert. Up towards half forward. Byrne. Oh, France, a strong play. He's got the break. Dummied the hand pass, then went on, dummies again. Now gives it to McMahon, could give it to Lewis. Lewis 30 metres out, over the top, Rendell open goal. Fitzroy's third.
Down to Peter Moore, who's behind. Moore, not quite. Somebody should be raving off him. There they are now. Ray Shaw comes in. He loses possession.
Touch. Herbert's been beaten. A loose Fitzroy player there. It's Harris. And the long handball to Francis running through. And a good... beautiful sell there. But not a good piece of delivery. Quinlan's having a shocking day. Courageous mark, Tony Shaw. Whoops. Onto Smith. He was run down quickly by Poynton. Picked up by Lewis. The handball out to the slow Rendell. Onto Poynton now. And the shot to Alexander. It's touched. No, it's not. Good kick it across to King. One of those marvellous runs. He kicked a magic goal in the first quarter from one of these, and it's a huge kick to full forward. One hand was